Hello, my sisters and my brothers all over the earth. How are you today? I'm so glad you found it a blessing to stop here on this post. And indeed, I have a message for you that is a blessing for you, I hope, because it surely is one for me. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, when you hear me speak, I try to come from a place that's easily understood by everyone. I want you to know that we are all humans and we all experience the same kinds of things. They differ, but the same kinds of things. And we've all come up under various distinctions and situations that have programmed us to be who and what we are. Yet and still, every now and then, there's a blessing that is put amongst us that if given the opportunity, this, my people, my sisters and brothers, would graduate from this level of understanding in life to one that's much, much better. In fact, it is the one that they pray for every day. So I think about this. I think about when I speak to you, why should you listen to me? What is it about me that says that what I say is a blessing? And the only thing I can say in response to that is this. I have had a situation in life where I believed certain things. Situations changed from belief to a knowledge. And once that happens, there is a change. See, I don't believe in God. I know God. You see, there was once a time in my life I did a very stupid thing. A very stupid thing. And I don't want to describe it to you because it was just too stupid. And it was death-threatening. That's what made it so stupid. And I was not qualified to deal with it. But I convinced myself that I was. And so I became stupid on my own accord. And when I recognized how stupid I was and how a great possibility existed that it would never happen again, a power exposed itself and revealed itself. I didn't see it, I didn't touch it, I couldn't feel it, but the evidence of it was as I am here before you. Because I continued. That was the great miracle. But my friends, this is the power that I can't see, that I talked to you about, that came to my rescue in a time of need. But let me tell you just one more thing. There was once an occasion where I did not make a stupid decision. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And all of a sudden, a miracle no doubt happened to me. I froze. I could not move. And as I stood there waiting to see if I can regain my calmness, all of a sudden something snatched the tool out of my hand, turned me around, and I found myself running and hollering. And people were saying, Eddie, what's wrong? What's wrong? And the only thing I could say was, I don't know. But I was running, like I was running for my life. And having gotten a distance from where I was, I began to get a little calm. And I got investigatory at that time. I want to go back and see what caused that. What was it all about? And as I went back to where I was standing, and I picked up the tool I had in my hand, and I did this, and I saw that. And it was that moment, without a doubt, that I knew there was a God. Because My situation, I had no knowledge of it. No human being out there where I was had any knowledge of it. No human being on the face of the earth had any knowledge of it. And not having any knowledge, there was nothing anybody could do, not even I. But something happened and took it control, turned this old boy around and had him run the street. He came back and found out where he was standing the next step with a foot of cottonmouth moccasin right between his crowd. And brothers and sisters, well, it wasn't man. It wasn't me. All I know is that it happened. And so that encouraged me beyond any doubt that there's a power that's greater than me. There's a power that's greater than humankind. And there's a power that's greater than the combination of the humankind power. And we can't see it. We can't touch it. We can't feel it. But the evidence is all here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when I think about what I learned, what I've been believing, I think the Bible and all of what it's about, you know what it's about. If you are an American, you spend a lot of time in church. And then because I'm a scientist, I'm a seeker of information to understand my people. And then I run across situations that tells you how the Bible and other books, just as the Bible, have been used and dealt with this way and that way for this purpose and that purpose, and finding itself in our midst all over the earth, wherever we are, whether it's the Bible or something else. And we are conformed, we are conditioned to believe and accept these things. And I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, in a world like I'm living in today, and all of these different interpretations of the Bible and all of this interpretation of God, it hasn't had an effect on anything. We're going straight down the rabbit hole. So as far as I'm concerned, all of these religions are nothing but man-made programming experiences. Something to program the people with, to keep the people in a position to stay exactly where they're at and to go as low as anybody want them to go. So I say, hey, I do know something. I know that there's a God. And I know that that God loves me because of what that God did for me. And until that God did that for me, I'm sure there were other things that that God had done for me, but I didn't see it, didn't recognize it, didn't mean anything. But now it does. It's almost like my eyes are open and I can see and I can understand what I didn't understand. And yet, in this mode, I realize that there are so many who have not seen and who believe. And their beliefs allows them to accept the conditions of the world all around them on a hope that someday when they die, they might experience something more beautiful then. And I say, that sounds like a trick to me. That sounds exactly like a trick to me. Because that power that came and did that for me, it did it for me here. It didn't do it for me in my next life. It did it for me right here. And because of that respect, I know you. I know you. You're my brothers and my sisters. And you know what? We are all alike. Now, I have been blessed to have my eyes open to know that there's a God. And you haven't. The evidence is right there because you go along with this stuff. You believe it and you hoping that something's going to be better. And that's just ain't gonna happen. It's gonna get worse and worse until you wake up. Now, I understand that some people want to have powerful love just to give it all the love they have. And there's no more powerful love, is there, that we as humans can think of without going to the extreme. But now things have changed and people have love for power. Not power for love, but they have a love for power. And this is because we are all and have been walking in darkness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just share something with you. I am not just saying these things to you, but I do know, and I want you to know, that this loving God, regardless of what any book say, I don't care what any book say. If you believe in the book, then you believe in me. The book said these dead men listen to a God. Dead men, written by dead men, said they listen to a God. And you believe that. Look at me. Look at me. See me. See me. Let your eyes behold me. I'm not asking you to believe what some dead people had said. I'm telling you, God is showing this to me. And I know it's God because it's beautiful. Not just for me, but it's beautiful for you. Yes, it is. So if you're going to believe him, believe me. Because God really loves you. And you've been deceived. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I have been mentioning it off and on. But I would like to enter my name amongst the people of this nation and of this world as a representative of God's love as the next President of the United States 2020. And I'm asking the people who would support God's version of your life and your beauty and your dreams fulfilled, I'm asking you to write my name in on the ballot. I'm not asking you for your money to pay some radio station, to pay this, to publicize this or that. I want you, this truth to flow like a mighty rushing stream all over this nation, because you have decided that you are fed up with it and you are loving a new day when everybody can walk hand in hand and the sun can shine in, and you go over there and write in Eddie Marcus as the next President of the United States. Now, what does that mean? That means this, that you have recognized the Republican Party for what it is. You know the Republicans, like everybody else, say that they care, but their actions indicate maybe sometime, but you don't know where. And so, especially with their choice, their spokesman today, who they have said they are ready to neglect and ignore all of the laws of the Constitution to back this voice that they have chosen. You have fundamentalist Christians, evangelical Christians on the right saying we support him. Well, we have preached against what he's about, but he's given us power, and then we can change things. You got black people that's going over there saying, well, the Republican Party has never done anything, the Democratic Party has never done anything, and so let me trust this man. They didn't know that they were trusting into the devil, but there's something within them that connects them to the devil attitude. And so they went and joined with that bandwagon. But there's nothing to knock, there's nothing to be bragging about if you didn't do that yet, because you're on the same path. Who's to offer you something better? Who is to offer you something better? Looking at the Democrats, and even in the House of Representatives, where they're supposed to have a little power of oversight, and their power of oversight is just being trampled on. And the system is dragging itself to allow it the opportunity for this craved voice to perpetuate itself all over the nation, and lying after a while won't even seem like it's a bad thing. Stealing probably, because you're going to have to steal after a while with this system that they're perpetuating and this wall that they're trying to build around you. Well, I'm just saying, all of these things, and you, my friends, my sisters, and my brothers, the Democrats are not getting this man out of office. They're not exposing him for whatever their reason. Somebody said it wasn't politically astute. They need to be wise. They wanted to make sure they didn't, rather than dealing with the truth. When you're not dealing with the truth, what the heck do you expect to get all of this that you already got? So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, now you got a choice. No, I'm not what you have been programmed to understand would be a representative of something as great as the White House, something as great as the United States of America. No, I'm nothing like what you have been taught to accept. But I guarantee you one thing, ladies and gentlemen, how many have you ever seen that came to you and talked about your dreams coming true? How many have ever talked to you about a process that would allow that to happen? A process that would allow that to happen. A process that engaged each and every last one of you in your purpose for being on this earth. Your purpose for being here, your contribution to society, because you are somebody and you brought with you a gift that you can engage in the process of those goods and services which we, the people, all over the earth, have determined are essential for our survival and for a measure of life. And every last one of us got a career of our own choosing. And the holy power that we can't see, the one, I'm not talking about what's in Washington now. I'm not talking about what's in a boardroom. I'm talking about the power of love. It's already got in every career interconnected in such a way that those things that are essential for our survival are being created every time we do anything. And we have an abundance enough to overflow our borders, overflow our desire, and that the world may see that we are sunlight, that we can go forward, because the God we serve now is true. And it's expressed in you, in you, in you, in everything that you have to do. And you don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to steal. You don't have to go into debt. You don't even have to have a bank account. You don't need any of that, because you have made together all that exists, and all things belong to you, and you take from it as you desire. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what God is offering you. That's the message. Now, you got to get, if you care, if you can connect with God, this message has got to flow all over this nation. And people have got to know that they got a choice. They don't have to go on with Trump. They don't have to put their faith in the Democratic Party that have always come short. Now they collectively have come together and signed a statement by writing in Eddie Marcus to say that what he has just articulated is what we want. And if that's what we want, that's what we must gear for from the very beginning, is to make sure that all of our people are satisfied, that all of our people got food, clothing, shelter, that all of our people got health care from the womb to the tomb, that everybody got education unlimited and unrestricted, and all of the other things of life are just icing on the top. This, my friends, is what God is offering you. And I say to you, you believe Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Somebody said something about them. I'm telling you, I'm standing before you. So, believe this message that I bring to you. And remember now, the enemy won't like me doing this, especially if you are catching on. And they might even try to kill me. I'm just telling you like it is. Especially if you are catching on. But this one thing I want you to remember, if they do. Any and every last one of you, with what I just shared with you, is absolutely true, and any of you can do it. But you have to love. You have to get up every day thinking about people not just in your house or your city, your state or your country, but people all over the earth. And you got to think of those that you can imagine the suffering, where information has been given of suffering. And you got to have a hunger, a desire to bring them out of their suffering. And that means the ones in your house as well. All of them. So when you start thinking about what to do, you start thinking about something that works for all. That's the only true way. That's the only just way. When you start thinking about just yourself, you become a thief. And that's all happened because you're following the dictates of someone who's dead and have not been overcome. I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is your opportunity. You don't have to, I don't look. you don't have to say, well, the Democrats and Republicans, well, they are really no good. Both of them stink, but I'm going to go for the lesser one. That's what you did last 2016. But now God has put before you an opportunity for you to stand up. You go to church every Sunday, wherever you go, talking about God. And to a certain degree, you guys say the same thing about God because you've been taught basically the same things that they wanted you to know to keep you in the position that you are in, and you are in that position, so that means they have taught you well. And so now you get an opportunity to step out of that. You don't have to go to church. Your living is the church. Now you will go to church. You will assemble yourselves. And you might just have so much fun you can't even imagine. So ladies and gentlemen, let me see. My name is Eddie Marcus. And I don't represent a political party. I am a voice for the love of the wonderful, magnificent God that I'd like to introduce to every last one of you to. I don't care if you're in a communist country, a dictatorship, a socialist country, a democracy. I want you all to know the God of love. Now, let me say to you, if there are any amongst you who hear my voice, if God has presented God to you in such a way that it is more fantastic, more beautiful than what I have shared here, and that which I haven't had an opportunity to share just yet. If you got it, please come forward. Please come forward. Because right now, it seems like I have never ever heard anybody talk about a heaven right now, where we the people begin the process. And if anything happens to us as a world, it'll find us on the battlefield enjoying ourselves by the power of truth that set us free to be free and to create what God has put in us to create. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to experience this heaven on earth. Well, until next time, and I probably will be coming back many more times, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.